What's up, y'all? Talon here. Today we're going to be taking on the Pokemon Showdown ladder featuring top teams in the Regulation H metagame. We're taking on the best of 3 ladder with 2 Kommo-o Clangorous Soul teams, one by, I believe, the originator of this sort of composition, at least in the variants that I've seen, has been this Koen Dortmund top 16 team. I think they were piloting it online to a high degree of success and was able to convert that to a good finish at Dortmund with the Electabuzz, King Gambit with the Assault Vest, Choice Scarf Basculegion, Ninetales with no Aurora Veil, just Blizzard, Freeze Dry, and Encore support, similar to the set that Paul Chua first unveiled to get second place at the first regional of the format. A very offensive Miracle Seed, Terra Grass, Rillaboom, just able to take some really crazy knockouts with the Terra Grass Grassy Glide if you're not able to go first, and then just the Terra Grass Wood Hammer does insane damage. And then lastly is the Clangorous Soul Kommo-o. The Clangorous Soul takes a third of your HP, and then in exchange, you get a +1 in all your attacking stats. And then the Throat Spray, because Clangorous Soul is a sound-based move, gives you an additional boost in the special attack stat. You can also just go straight for Clanging Scales to get the boost while doing damage, but you don't get all the defensive and speed boost as well. So overall, a very cool team. We also have Lou's take on it, which he was able to get top 16 at Louisville. An older school player, I don't know exactly when he started, but he was definitely top cutting tournaments as early as 2017, so definitely a veteran who is returning to the game. So an interesting take on the team. We do share a lot of components in the Ninetales, Rillaboom, Kommo-o, and King Gambit. Not a whole lot of differentiation, although the King Gambit here is a Safety Goggles Swords Dance one, which benefits from the Rage Powder Volcarona. Similarly, the Kommo-o also benefits from that. There is no Electabuzz, but we have an alternative speed control Pokemon, as well as Follow Me with the Volcarona with Tailwind and Rage Powder. Really enables these two to set up and allows, honestly, this team's a little bit more fast-paced and offensive compared to Koen's, although the Basculegion is gone. We have a new choice Pokemon in the Ninetales. I'd personally go Terra Ghost, but I'm excited to try out the Terra Ice today, just see how that works. Maybe that is really strong with the Tailwind mode and having the Volcarona to redirect attention. Maybe just having the option to Terra Fire, pop that, go for a Blizzard, and maybe knock out a Sneasler after they get burned with the Flame Body could be a cool option there. Last up, we have our own Sneasler. No coaching. Really, it would only be the King Gambit and the Rillaboom that would benefit from it. So that makes sense overall. Let me know if you like these Pokemon Showdown videos. I'm mainly doing them just because I don't have a whole lot of time to practice for the Sacramento Regionals and upload Battle Stadium content. So this is what we're going with for now. We have a pretty offensive team with a Trick Room mode, but mostly looks pretty offensive. They have an Ursaluna, Blood Moon. This looks similar to like something Wolf cooked up early in the format. Soundproof is really good against Hyper Voice, but obviously not great against Blood Moon. Ursaluna is Blood Moon. I can lead the Ninetales, but they can go for Sunny Day, which is a problem. Swords Dance, not good. This is actually a circumstance where the Assault Vest King Gambit would be quite strong. I could go for Rage Powder plus Kommo-o to good effect. I think I'll go for that, honestly. It's like not awful. Rillaboom with Terra Fire seems strong, and then last mon should probably be Sneasler, just with the Focus Sash to stall out Tailwind turns. Okay, they lead the Ursaluna. They can't hit me with that, so that's cool. I can go for a Rage Powder, and Clanging Scales is actually not good. It's actually very, very bad if I go for that. Yikes. Okay, let's go Heat Wave and I guess Clanging Scales? I don't know. If I can bring the Rillaboom in, that's solid. Let's go for that, I guess. They go Tailwind, not Moonblast, which is good, and they go for Blood Moon into the Kommo-o slot, which is cool. Ooh, I can't actually Wood Hammer. Ooh, it's kind of a weird, not good spot. Let's think about going Grassy Glide. See, if they bring in the Ferrograph, it's a problem, and they do probably do that, right? I could just Wood Hammer them and protect. Let's go for that. It's not the worst if I get the Wood Hammer off onto their Whimsicott. Yeah, the Volcarona was not super effective there. Maybe just leading the Sneasler and going for close combat. Threatens a lot of their team. I can knock out the Whimsicott with a high degree of confidence if I get the poison on either Dire Claw or Poison Touch. I can close combat the Ursaluna, so I think I would have... that's probably going to be my adaptation turn 2. They do switch out the Farigiraf, so we catch them there. They go for Earth Power into the Kommo-o. No sir, not today. And if we can stall at the Tailwind, we're in good spot. Doing so might be tricky. Ooh, yeah. They might be going after the Rillaboom, which is frustrating. Can I win the game with Kommo-o? Probably, yeah. I think I have to deal with this Farigiraf, though. I'm going to switch the Kommo-o. They can kind of just go for Hyper Voice and KO the Sneasler slot, so it's not a great turn for me. They do, sorry for skipping ahead, but yeah, they do double the Sneasler slot. I can get priority off now, but I can't leverage it for Fake Out. The only thing I can use it for is to hit the Whimsicott. Okay, Typhlosion, a little bit troublesome, for sure. We probably go... I might have to go for Baroque here. I think they're not going to target my Kommo-o, but I also don't want to burn my Terastallization. I'm going to go Grassy Glide into the Typhlosion, weaken their damage output, and go for Terrifier Clangorous Soul. Well, I don't have to Terrifier, actually. Might look a little weird, but I think it's correct. Okay, it is definitely not. Yeah. Oh no, this is always a bad play, because if they, regardless of if they doubled up into the Rillaboom, if I don't go for Terrifier, then it's going to knock out my Rillaboom and redirect any damage into my Kommo-o, which can't take a Earth Power or Blood Moon that turn. So that was just bad. It's all good though. Could go Ninetales, but I don't think I take a Blood Moon, unfortunately. What we could do is trade for the Ursaluna. Like either they lose Ursaluna or I get Tailwind up. The question is, how do I go from there? Yeah, so that works out as expected. I think we could just go for Fake Out. I don't think it's necessarily right. They can go for Terra Ghost, which I don't love, so I'm just going to go Close Combat and Tailwind, right? Because they either get Tailwind or the Volcarona. Okay, Terra Normal, sure. They go for that. They get the Blood Moon off and knocks out the Volk. And I think Close Combat knocks out No Bulk or Saluna after a Life Orb chip. Yeah, pretty easily, I'd say. So now they can bring in their Typhlosion, but we're just going to high horsepower them and probably protect. Maybe. Should I go Kommo-o? It's an option. Oh, they forfeit. Interesting. I guess they didn't have great resources. They didn't want to reveal their last, and they end up forfeiting, so that's kind of weird. Did we win the first game? We did not. Okay, they just forfeited. Interesting. That'll happen sometimes. Got to make sure you're not fat fingering your keyboard. Kind of weird, though. Okay, we have Snow versus Sun, which doesn't seem like a great matchup. Kommo-o is probably sleeper pretty good. I'm not going to take the Heat Wave well at all, though. Got to be on guard for that. Might just have to get a Dire Claw off into it. Oh, Safety Goggles King Gambit might be strong, actually. If I get that up, I just sweep most of their team, honestly. So let's focus on doing that. I can go Sucker Punch, Terra Dark. I don't think it'll knock out the Zard, unfortunately, which is a bit of a problem. I don't outspeed Jumpluff naturally, so I can't go for Freeze Dry, which stinks, but that's fine. Let's go. Honestly, Kommo-o might be good here. Let's go Sneasler, because I can go Fake Out Sucker Punch into their Charizard, and they can't really handle that very well. Kommo-o in the back, and then I would like a Jumpluff switch in, ideally. Rillaboom, probably good to go for Fake Out into the Trick Room options. I don't think this is a bad matchup necessarily. I think we have some decent tools here, specifically the Safety Goggles King Gambit. Could do a number against them. Just verifying their Terra types. They are the Ghost type on the Charizard. Cool, Zard P2, not exactly what I was expecting, but fine. Ooh, Terra Fighting P2, I did not account for that, actually. Yeah, that's on me. That's this team's main option against King Gambit, so that was pretty dumb on my part. Okay. That's really stupid, actually. Dang. Alright. I can just go for Sucker Punch, and honestly, Close Combat probably KOs them. And yeah, that feels right. I could Dire Claw, but if they switch in the Ursaluna, that's bad, right? Yeah, let's not do that. Let's go for the Dire Claw. Yeah, they didn't switch, so I don't think Close Combat would have knocked out there. And they go for Terra Blast into my Sneasler, which is interesting. I guess they just wanted the Focus Sash gone. Yeah, I did not think about that guy. Okay. Let's go Kowtow. They didn't. I could have gone for Close Combat, Sucker Punch, maybe knocked out the P2, so that's a bit annoying, but it's fine. Should be okay. If they don't Terra again, we can knock them out with a Stellar Close Combat 1-2 punch, but I don't think that is necessarily what I want to go for. I kind of like Kowtow. I do have Fake Out Pressure, which is solid here. Yeah, Fake Out Pressure is going to be really important with Sucker Punch pressure, so I don't want to just forfeit my guy here. Let's let them take a knockout, or force a Terra. Okay, that's fine. They don't take the knockout. And I don't get my Terra Forest. Okay, this is kind of bad. Let's go Sucker Punch into the Torkoal and a... Do I want a double switch here? Maybe. They burn their Terra, I can just cycle Fake Out, so we should be fine. I think I'll take the double switch, honestly. They missed the Overheat, which might actually be in their favor. Okay. I can switch into Rillaboom, actually. Go for... I should take one hit, maybe get a Sucker Punch or a Swords Dance off, but it's not ideal. Let's go Kommo-o. Go for a Sucker Punch into the Torkoal once again, and go for a Protect on the Kommo-o. I actually want my guy to get knocked out here. I could go for... Honestly, let's go for a Kowtow. Not just Sucker Punch. Terrifier, Clangorous Soul should be fine. I imagine Grassy Glide plus... Well, Overheat might knock out my Kommo-o with a Terra Blast follow-up. Yeah, they go for that. Good play. Oh, I didn't... Oh, no, that's going to... I forgot that it's not free setup. You do actually lose HP, so this is kind of bad. All right. We failed a Clangorous Soul, which is annoying, but fine. Oh, by 1 HP too. That would have been super cool. So they can go for Fake Out. If I get this... Yeah, if I had gone for Clanging Scales, I might have just won there. That's on me. And I burned my Terra to do it. Ah, bummer. All right. Okay, we finally get the Fake Out Pressure online, but unfortunately the Rillaboom comes in before we're able to do it. So, yeah, it doesn't really matter, I think. Unless they misplay for some reason, which I don't see happening. Probably like max speed in Incineroar too, so yeah, this should be a lost cause, I'd say. Yeah, I just hit a random move there. GG. The King Gambit was really, really bad there. They didn't bring Jumpluff, they saw the safety goggles, and they said, okay, P2, easy peasy on the King Gambit, and I get punished pretty hard for it. I think I could have maybe won if I had gone for Clangorous Soul instead. Or Clanging Scales instead, but yeah, I didn't go for that and got punished very hard for it. Unfortunately, nothing on my team loves playing the Zard. Even Sneasler is not that ideal, so I might just go for Kommo-o lead. Stall the turn with Protect, maybe? I don't know. It's a bit of a weird spot. Could Rage Powder away attention, but yeah, just this Charizard outspeeds most of my team and is a bit of an issue. Paired with the Porygon 2, just threatening consistent damage output. There's not a whole lot in this team that can actually stop it, truthfully. Yeah. Maybe Rage Powder is the right move with King Gambit setting up. Man, I don't know. I sure do not know. Okay. Let's try the Kommo-o and the Sneasler lead and then back probably Rillaboom, and King Gambit really was bad last game, so I'm hesitant to try it again, but it might be my best shot still. But I don't know. Might just have to Rage Powder away attention. Torkoal Charizard. That is very scary. Okay. I can double protect there and figure out what they're going to do and also stall a turn of Solar Power, which is what I'm going to do. That's generally why you lead the Torkoal in the back. They'd probably be able to outspeed and knock me out with a Dragon Pulse here without the Torkoal in the field. Might be close, but fine. Oh, Incineroar, that was a good play. Overheat into the Kommo-o is wild, but makes sense, I guess. I think we just go for Clanging Scales and probably just switch into Volcarona on this slot, and then do I switch the Rillaboom? I don't know. I don't want to lose my Focus Sash just yet. If I can set up the Kommo-o, actually, we're in a great spot, so I might sack Rillaboom and go Close Combat into the Incineroar. That's fine. We should honestly tank. I don't know about tank, but we'll at least survive one hit from the overheat. The only question is if I'm going to be in Clangorous Soul range, which I might not be. It's definitely going to be close, but they might just go for an attack here. Going to be close. Let's go Clangorous Soul. I could Dire Claw them. I don't know the damage, honestly. Charizard's so crazy it might do enough, even with the Sun up versus Kommo-o. Well, actually, they shouldn't knock out, honestly. At -2, it'll do 50 to 60. Okay, yeah, so this is a Clangorous Soul close combat angle then. Yep, Torkoal out, but that should be fine. Yeah, we do live barely. If they'd done maybe a little bit more, we wouldn't have made it. But now we are susceptible to a Rage Powder or something like that. Or Clanging Scale should KO, and we go out into Volcarona now to redirect attention and go from there. Definitely scary. Scary spot for sure. I think Clanging Scales should, with the Volcarona, be sufficient to win the game. I am healing steadily with the Grassy Terrain. That might end up being important here. Incineroar out, that's fine. Clangorous Soul knocks out the Torkoal in 1. Yeah, not known for its special bulk. And with a Choice Specs on the Charizard, we should be able to redirect attention from all the remaining Pokemon. Yeah, Porygon 2 shouldn't be able to beat us here, especially with the Terastallization burned. So we can go for Clanging Scales and a Rage Powder, and they actually can't even burn us with the Ice Beam in Sun, so that works against them here. And +2 special attack Kommo-o should knock out the Charizard. So yeah, they led more offensively here, but I think delaying the offense would have been a little bit better there. Going for the overheat just made it so that I could freely set up on them there. Okay. Now I think we are doing sufficient damage to just Rage Powder the rest of the game. We're not Covert Cloak, so they could Ice Beam freeze us this turn, but they'll be risking Clangorous Soul knocking them out because it is now a single target attack, and yeah, there it is. So that game went well, but I think it was largely due to them misleading. I want to prepare for them going into the Porygon 2 again, and I think the best way to do that is honestly leading the Volk. But if they go for the Jumpluff mode, we are kind of in trouble. Not really. It's a little dicey, no doubt. But we can maybe work it into a winnable spot. Maybe just cycle Fake Outs in the back. I don't know. Oh, Torkoal Jumpluff is not what I was expecting. Okay. I should still be able to go for... It's weird. I can go for a Clangorous Soul Tailwind, which might be right. Or I could go for a Heat Wave. I'm going to go Clangorous Soul... Clanging Scale's Heat Wave is tempting too. I think I will go for that. They go for Sleep Powder. We're going to hit the Clang Scales. I think that's probably correct on my end. Overheat into the Volk, fair enough. Yeah, I could have Flamethrowered their Jumpluff for a knockout with that turn, but I don't know. They did catch me on the adjustment here. Alright, Overheat, probably a KO, but it's fine. Like, they can go for Heat Wave, which is annoying, but I think it should be okay. Let's go for our own Heat Wave. Well, if they go for Heat Wave, surely that doesn't knock out. Let's burn a turn of Sleep. And force them to go for Heat Wave. Yeah, they go for Sleep Powder there, makes sense, and they go for Heat Wave, and it does connect. Okay. So what we can do now is force a Terra Ghost out from their Charizard and Dire Claw it, potentially. Who do they have in the back? Probably Incineroar, actually. This is looking maybe a little bit bad. I think I have to preserve the Kommo-o somehow. Otherwise, I'll lose. To the Incineroar and back. The Torkoal is, oh my god, still kind of healthy. Heat Wave, Sleep Powder. Yeah, we might just have to tank a hit. Heat Wave does how much to me at neutral? In the sun? Oh god, it actually gets very close to knocking me out. That's sketchy. Let's just go Clang. Should I just straight up Clang? Probably, yeah. I think I will do that and go for a Dire Claw into the Jumpluff, hoping they make a misplay. They could Tailwind here, which is I think their better play, just to guarantee some damage, but they switch out into the Kommo-o or the Incineroar this turn, and they go for Tailwind this turn. So that works out well for me. I get a big chunk of damage onto the Incineroar and burst the Focus Sash. And now it's just a matter of outstalling this Charizard, and I think honestly Terrafire Rillaboom is looking very strong here. So yeah, I think Porygon 2 is definitely their strongest out. I had to just really bet on their Charizard not knocking out my Volcarona early to let the Kommo-o set up. And that does seem to be working okay here. Yeah, okay. Them giving me that knockout was very appreciated. I think we double protect now just to stall a fake out turn. They can't take 2 knockouts, I think, although Heat Wave, if it burns, for sure it would not take a knockout, but that's fine. They're getting super low on HP. If they don't take 2 knockouts, I think we win. So I could just go for a double protect. Flamethrower Heat Wave will knock me out, but then I can just win with a Rillaboom, I believe. So we'd probably go for a protect on the Kommo-o and a close combat onto the Incineroar. I could Clangorous Soul too, right? Let's keep it simple. Let's go close combat. Oh, I didn't think about that. But they go Overheat. I didn't notice them going for that, actually. Interesting play. Yeah, I actually don't follow that very well. I mean, it knocks out the Kommo-o for sure. But after this turn, I just bring in the Rillaboom. I go for Terrafire, and I think I clean. Pretty easily. Not easily, but yeah, I overlooked the ability for the Incineroar to go for that option. They're going for a lot of inaccurate moves. They finally missed one this set, so pretty lucky there. But I do think Kommo-o, outside of the P2, felt very strong in this matchup if I could avoid the Jumpluff, and was able to barely do that. I think Ninetales wasn't obviously very good this match. I mean, if they had gone for the adjustment to the... If I'm aware they're not going to bring the P2, as in the first game, the King Gambit just like goes wild. They mixed me up pretty well with the Jumpluff in the final game, but yeah, I think... I wonder that last turn, should I have just Dire Clawed, maybe gone for a double protect on the Kommo-o? I'm not sure. I feel like given I survived that turn, I still should just win with the Rillaboom in the back, because I can just Wood Hammer the Torkoal slot or the Incineroar slot, bring that down to range, and then maybe Dire Claw. Terrafire Rillaboom, I think at the end of the day should be pretty solid there. So good game to my opponent. Definitely got the mix-ups on the safety goggles mon right. Oops. One more with Koen's team. Okay, playing against Rain, this is probably the Marco Fierro type. They leave the game. Oh, they rejoin. Wasn't fast enough. Their Scarf adaptability, as are we. Unfortunately, we are not Jolly, so we can't guaranteed outspeed them, but We do have a Grassy Seed Rillaboom to take advantage of them being Terra Water, so that's really solid. Actually, Rillaboom goes kind of crazy here. Yeah, very strong. Ninetales, definitely solid too. Can I force out the... I do feel like Kommo-o's not a bad setup here. I'm going to do a lot to the Archaludon. I'd imagine it 2-hit KOs. I'm not sure though. Yeah. Electro Web is a great weapon against the Pelipper as well. So I could just lead the Electabuzz and go late game one of these Pokemon. Rillaboom's not that great. I could go for a Clang right away. Flip Turn's cool too. I think I'll go for the setup immediately. Ninetales feels necessary, and then honestly, Rillaboom's not bad. I am leaning pretty heavily on my Kommo-o here, unfortunately, but it should be fine if I go for that. It's probably switch to Pelipper, but I think that's fine, right? I could just go for 2 Clangs. How much does our Archaludon take from one? At neutral? Clanging scales at neutral, not a lot. +1, so it would be a 3 at KO, which is cool. Let's just go follow me, Clang, and then I can potentially Electro Web the Pelipper next turn, which is good. Okay, out to Pelipper, and they go for the Wave Crash. Doesn't knock out though, that's cool. 205, I think, am I guaranteed to outspeed Basculegion? No, right? Yeah, probably not. If I was really confident I'd outspeed them, I could go for another option. Swift Swim is Scarf Adaptability. I'm going to assume they're adamant here, but I can't be certain. Let's hope. Let's bank it on it and figure it out, right? They switch out into the Archaludon. If we're faster, if we just hit the Electro Web, we're winning. We do 2-hit KO the Archaludon. That's really important to know. 95%, and we hit the Pelipper. Cool. So we don't confirm the speed tier of the Basculegion there, but I think based on the switch, it kind of indicates to me that they aren't max speed, or rather they're adamant, which is really valuable. It means we can freely set up and then just outspeed the Basculegion and potentially knock it out under most circumstances. Oh yeah, Mungus is not the guy here. This should just be a taunt and clanging scales, right? Soundproof. But I can bring in the Rillaboom, or the Rillaboom with the... Oop, they don't even get to see my last mon. Unfortunate. Yeah, we should just close here then. Follow me, clanging scales, GG. I am very bulky. I want to run that Calc on the Basculegion though. Terra Water is like very marginally stronger than just normal adaptability. So to see that I lived that was very promising. I think I'm 220 or something like that. 420 is my EV spread on bold. Wave Crash in the rain. They do forfeit, of course, and then we'll ready the next game. Now it's going to be Jolly in the rain, Terra Water. How close did they get to a knockout? Adamant, if that... So they would have had to have high rolled. Yeah, they're in between the Adamant and Jolly rolls, unfortunately. I could just go for a straight up Clang early, and I'm kind of tempted to. I always get the... If they knock me out, I get a free switch into the Pelipper, so it's probably fine. I think I'm going to run it back then. I did not even reveal my last, so that should be fine. I do have to worry about the Goldango though. So should I bring my own Basculegion? Freeze Dry should handle them well. Yeah, a lot of their mons do end up getting walled out by the King Gambit, but the problem is always the Amoonguss, right? So I have to be wary of that. Let's go Rillaboom. They switch to the Goldango angle, which is fine, since I can kind of just go for a Honestly, Terra Fire Clang is fine by me, and Electro Web. Because I'll outspeed them next turn. Not be too worried. Boop, and Electro Web. Good lead by them. They go for that, which is annoying, but we get to outspeed them now and either go for a Flamethrower or another option. I think, honestly, Clangorous Soul might be a little greedy. Is Flamethrower going to knock them out? Surely not in rain, unfortunately. Soundproof. I could, if I was over the other item, I'd be good against them, but I think I'm just going to go Follow Me and... Yep, they go for Shadow Ball, which is A-okay with me. I think Flamethrower at this point would knock them out. I think we probably should just go Clanging Scales, Electro Web then, right? Do I knock them out? Maybe, maybe not. Ooh, if I don't take a knockout this turn, I'm going to be in trouble. +1. I think we outspeed there. Goldengo guaranteed. It might be a Terra read. Let's go Flamethrower Electro Web, I think. I'm going to make the read. Yep. We crit. I think +2 special attack in the rain we would have knocked out, honestly. They go for Tailwind, so we did get that read right. They could have gone for Shadow Ball or Make It Rain that turn. I think Shadow Ball was reasonably likely. Okay, Basculegion in. We can go for a double protect. They have not burned their Terra, but they'll always lose to Grassy Glide to some extent, so it should be fine. What are they going for here? I think there's a guaranteed win here. It's just finding it. If I knock out the Pelipper at any point, they lose. I should be outspeeding their Pelipper, and yeah. Yeah, because of the Electro Web, I think we actually locked. This should just be Follow Me, Clangorous Soul. Because they have to attack with the Bask. If they flip turn, that's fine because we knock out the Pelipper. And now we have a confirmed KO at any point in the battle with the Rillaboom. We switch in this just so that we don't get intimidated. I guess we wouldn't have gotten intimidated anyways, but yeah, it should be GG. I should have gone into Rillaboom that turn, but you know, it's fine. They go for Fake Out, they go for Wave Crash, and they have sealed their fate. They're Terra Ghost on the Incineroar, which is fine. We just go for Grassy Glide, knocks out the Basculegion, and go for a what? If they go for Flare Blitz, it doesn't matter. We just go for Blizzard. Boom, the Miracle Seed coming in clutch into the Basculegion, and they knock themselves out. Cool. So that one was definitely way less tense than the other battles. We might get one more just because of that. I do think, yeah, the Kommo-o was surprisingly strong against the rain teams. I guess I'll go with Lose Team one more time. I don't know if I ever let the Volcarona shine especially strongly, or the Swords Dance King Gambit, so I think I'll try one. No, I never got the Ninetales cooking, so we'll try that. Yeah. Okay, we have this user was at some point very high on the ladder, but they have a not quite a Doug team, but yeah, this looks similar to some high ladder GC stuff. Cool. Choice Spec seems quite strong here against some of their options. If I get the Kommo-o cooking, I guess the multiscale Dragonite's a big problem, actually. That could be bad. Safety Goggles is not especially strong for me with Swords Dance. Will-O-Wisp could be fine. I think I'll maybe try and leverage that Volcarona here. Could be good. Yeah, their Volk is a problem for sure. I think I will go... If I can get Tailwind up, maybe we're fine. I might just go for a Clang early, but I'm not sure if that's right. We can Will-O-Wisp the Dragonite always, maybe. Blizzard isn't bad paired with Heat Wave, I guess. Maybe Freeze Dry, double something up. I can Terra Fairy double in front of the Dragonite, that's funny. Late game Kommo-o could be fun in certain situations. I think Kommo-o are, maybe Sneasler and Rillaboom or King Gambit. Let's go King Gambit. So they lead an old classic, Fake Out Volcarona with Quiver Dance. Unfortunately, I can't really stop that. I could set up a Roar Veil, which is probably what I have to do. But that is, I must say, quite a bad lead for me. A Terra Fairy, so I have to force that out somehow, but it's going to be tricky to do so for sure. Yeesh, okay. Is there any way to force it out? They can go for a Terra at any point. This is going to be tricky for sure. Maybe I have to... I don't know. Looks bad. They fake out the Volk. I don't get Tailwind up, obviously, and now we are in trouble for sure. I can close combat the Incineroar. I don't think I should. Let's go maybe Rage Pad or Dire Claw. Could be fine. They're leftovers. They're not Covert Cloak, so we can maybe exploit that. I don't know, man. They set up another turn. We're kind of in deep trouble. Could switch into the Rillaboom. Unfortunately, I can't really cover for that now. Oh, I didn't see they're not Heat Wave. That's interesting. Let's just go maybe... Yeah, cycling Fake Outs. How do I beat that? Oh yeah, Intimidate's going to be so hard for me to beat now. Probably just go Heat Wave. I don't really understand how I'm going to take advantage of these turns, I'll be honest. I think this is a lost cause. I guess I'll randomly switch. I don't know, man. They go for the Fire Dance. They get the boost. That ought to be GG, honestly. We crit the Rillaboom, which doesn't even put it in Heat Wave range, which is quite bad. Okay. Let's go Heat Wave and maybe close combat. That doesn't really help because, yeah, they can just pivot Fake Outs forever, and I can't stop that. Let's maybe put it asleep. Yep, they protect. We poison it, which is, you know, a start, but not really what we're hoping for. Not looking good. Okay. Let's see. Are they going to try and minimize the King Gambit sweep, which doesn't really seem threatening, or are they going to try and get the Sneasler Dire Claw luck out of the way? Let's go with that. Although I think they can pretty easily just Will-O-Wisp me. They just protected, so we can kind of kowtow. Let's just Sucker Punch switch. Or Terra Dark switch. They don't Terra. Interesting. So they gave me the opportunity there, which is annoying, but it's fine. Yeah, I think I lose this game, but there's really no chance to win, actually. I can go for a redirect here. Maybe get a Swords Dance up and somehow beat them, but it's not looking good at all. Yep, there's the Terra, and they get the Will-O-Wisp off. They do not miss, so that should be GG. Yeah, I'll forfeit. Yeah, I tried to force the Ninetales, and it sure didn't work. Yeah, that was quite bad. Okay, Kommo-o's not good against Fake Out cycling at all. They'll just outstack me. Yeah, I can't really stop that. I can't stop the Terra Fairy Volk that easily. I can lead the Sneasler, but I get intimidated. It's all pretty bad news, right? Maybe I have to go for several Clanging Scales. I don't really know. It's not ideal. That's for sure. This is a matchup where Electabuzz is strong to at least keep the speed or taunt them once. But yeah, not being able to do both is kind of an issue. Okay. Might just have to try and trade Fake Out cycles. I'm not really sure what to do. Okay, same lead from them. I think I can go for a... Honestly, they're going to go for the Terra turn one. Maybe, maybe not. I think it would be kind of ill-advised, so I'll at least keep the air of mystery there and just go for Fake Out into the Incineroar. Yep, no Terra. We're actually faster than them, which is pretty cool. Yeah, that's definitely very nice. Let's go for another Clang, honestly, and a... Should I Woodhammer them? No, probably not on account of the Incineroar threatening a parting shot into me could be kind of annoying, so let's actually not do that. Are they not forced to Terra here? No, they could protect. Let's go Clanging Scales and maybe switch? Yeah, we trade Terras, but we should be knocking out their Incin. Maybe. High Horsepower is going to be close. Yeah, we at least get the KO. Unfortunately, can't go for Terrifier Woodhammer anymore into them, which would be a clean knockout, but if we're able to position this battle well, I don't think it's that bad for me. Let's think about another well, Flamethrower knocks them out. No, and they have to go for Fiery Dance, so that's probably in my best interest. Yeah, let's think about trying that out. Okay, they Fire Dance my Kommo-o. They get the boost, which is annoying. They shouldn't knock me out, but it's going to be close now. Dang. Okay, yeah, the speed boost is a bit of a problem. I could switch out the Rillaboom into the Volk. They go for a Quiver Dance, we're going to struggle to knock them out. I think we have enough damage, though, if we just double it. Let's go for Protect, and honestly, switch seems fine. We'll be able to Grassy Glide them later in the game for a KO. Okay, U-turn. Activate the Flame Body is lucky for sure. So who do they have in the back? Annihilate. Okay, Safety Goggles, Annihilate, definitely tricky. Rillaboom's burned, so the game kind of just changed a bit. I can go for a Flamethrower into the Annihilate and bring it out of range. And then I outspeed it and can go for a Rage Powder, right? That feels kind of correct, I think. Oh, well, Safety Goggles is a problem, though. Yeah, it is. So we should just go Flamethrower for potentially a KO. It's going to be close, but I think we go Rage Powder. Oh man, it's going to be close for sure. Yeah, let's get some damage off in a Rage Powder, I think. We do live with one, which is cool. Because we get another Rage Powder potentially, and we bring the Annihilate very low. They go for close combat. And now we should be able to go for a Flamethrower to guarantee that KO. I mean, not should. We do get to go for that. Alright. Now what? Flamethrower knocks out that slot 100% of the time. I go for Rage Powder. They get a little bit more healing, and then we might be fine. Oh, interesting, to just give me that KO. Because now I get to go for Rillaboom, right? Then with Focus Sash I should win. Yeah, not sure what the game plan was there. Okay, so we swung a Kommo-o win here. The Ninetales on the bench was definitely correct. Oh, they are spamming game 3. Alright. If they go Dragonite Terra Fairy angle, that's my game plan doesn't work very well at all. Because I can just haze away any progress I make. So let's be wary of that. I could go for a cute Dire Claw early. I don't think that's necessarily in my favor though. Should I go Sneasler lead to try and cover for something? I'm not sure that's really good still. Maybe I try it. Yeah. I'll mix it up a little bit. I think their adjustment is going to be maybe Dragonite, but it is the Annihilate right away, which makes sense. So they can go for Final Gambit, and that is going to be really difficult to handle, actually, because I can't stop them from going for that. Best I can do is like a Dire Claw or something. Let's think about going Dire Claw 1. Terrifier. I don't know, it depends on what we get here. Maybe we go for 1 Clanging Scales and the Dire Claw. Pretty bad spot. I could Dire Claw their Volk for a lot of damage too. Like Terrastellar, the Volk would be interesting. For sure. I might be throwing here, we'll see. I they go for Final Gambit, I'm fine abandoning this and just going for Dire Claw damage. We put them to sleep, very lucky, and they Final Gambit with the Ape. Okay, that's like pretty much best case scenario. For sure. Yeah, that was quite lucky. We don't even get burned on our end, so very lucky turn. We did bait out the Final Gambit. That was a fairly safe play from them. Trade 1 for 1 for the Kommo if I stay in, and if you don't, like, yeah, I'm basically just banking on high rolling the Dire Claw there. But even if I don't get it, I can go for a Terra next turn to go for it, so I don't feel awful about that. They've burned a turn of Sleep, so I'm actually not going to... I'm going to go for a switch here, actually. This game isn't over, though, by any means. They could Parting Shot here, which would make sense, but yeah, they go for Fake Out. And they do not wake up, which is really good for me. Now I can go for a Clangorous Soul Fake Out into the Incineroar, I think is right. I could go straight for 1 Clang. Who do they have in the back? If it's Rillaboom, I think we win automatically to some extent. If it's Dragonite, then a Clangorous Soul probably wouldn't be that valuable. Is high. I don't know. Let's go Clangorous Soul and then honestly Fake Out the... probably Fake Out the Volk. I think it's fine getting burned here. Yeah, they go for Parting Shot, which is a good play. So I'm only getting... Oh, they went after the Rillaboom. Interesting. So now I should be able to go for Grassy Glide Flamethrower and maybe knock them out. Are they going for Scale Shot first is the only question, I'd say. Or are they switching out to the Incineroar to guarantee a haze? That'd be a good play. I think regardless, I go for Clanging Scales, and how much is that going to do to the Incineroar? I'm not sure. They've woken up at this point, so I think it should just be Clanging Scales and probably switch, truthfully. Refresh Fake Out. I'm not sure. I think the priority could be high value. Let's go for this. Wait, no. Oh, they switch out the Incineroar. Okay, fair enough. Okay, interesting. They're going for that setup angle. I thought for sure they would go for the Dragonite setup, Terra Fairy, but they do not, which is good. I can just go for another Clanging Scales if I want to. I could hard switch, which I think is what I'm leaning towards, and maybe another Clang. Am I going to knock out their Dragon? I mean, I'm not going to knock out Dragonite that way. Let's go Flamethrower into the Volk, and we could think about switching, honestly. They go Fake Out into the Kommo, which is ideal. I think Flamethrower probably doesn't knock them out. Clang claims the Incineroar slot, and then Dire Claw claims the Volk slot. So that should be our play, I think. It's probably going to be sack Dragonite. The question is, do I go for the immediate sack? I could actually apply Fake Out pressure with the double switch. Is that necessary? I'm not sure. I think I'm going to go for it. Yeah. Isn't necessary. So what I'm thinking of doing is switching out into the Rillaboom and expecting them to switch into the Dragonite to maybe go down. Is it going to go down? I'm not sure. Let's just cover the Incineroar switch with a Dire Claw, since it's going to go down to a Clanging Scales regardless. Yeah, going to be close. Ooh, they actually stay in, which means we're going to get the Dire Claw, which might not knock out, but it is, I think, we did 45 last time. Yeah, we do. Okay. I think them switching out the Dragonite that one turn was a mistake. Pretty high ranked opponent. Happy about that win, but I think Terra Fairy Dragonite definitely an issue for this team. Terra Fairy Volcarona in general. Like when you have a team reliant so much on the Kommo setting up, and a King Gambit also setting up, you do often find yourself in pretty weird situations against the common Terra Fairy setup Pokemon in the meta. So I was kind of trying to figure out if Kommo is a Pokemon for me coming into the regionals, but honestly, with the amount of setup sweeper fairy type Pokemon, and honestly, like Haze Terra Fairy Dragonite is just such a big issue. They just need to get a Fake Out Pokemon and the Dragonite on the field. They go for Fake Out Haze, you just lose the hard earned boosts. So yeah, very cool teams. I think maybe not up to date in the metagame is my findings from this video. So yeah, that's going to be my conclusion from the day. But if you guys enjoy these type of videos, please let me know in the comments below as I just narrate through my thoughts, trying to figure out the metagame coming up into the Sacramento Regionals. Hope you guys enjoy that sort of thing. If you do, please leave a like on the video. Let me know in the comments below which team you want to see me use next, and subscribe to the channel. And yeah, with all that being said, peace, y'all.